The upcoming presidential election just got more interesting as someone has finally decided to go against former President Donald Trump for the 2024 primary. But here's a clue. This candidate is much younger than the former president and has basically said that you don't need to be 80 to run for the Oval Office. Any guesses? Come on, guys. I know somebody knows the answer. President Vladimir Zelensky and his men had no choice as Russians continued their offensive near the eastern city of Bakhmut. It became so desperate that they had to blow their own bridge just to slow down the attacks from the Russian forces. Now, it's weird to hear this since Ukraine has been talking about massive losses from Russian soldiers, yet they have to destroy their own infrastructure just to kind of run away. I don't know. Something does not make sense there. The CPI numbers are out, and what do you know? Inflation is still as hot as ever. Tell you what. Comment down below if your expenses have gone down since they've told us that inflation's cooling. Just a simple yes or no will do. And would you believe that Russia has been found to be flying over our skies? At this point, you have to wonder who isn't flying over our heads today. Now, before I continue, please take a second, drop a like for the video. Notice a lot of suppression on my videos lately, and a thumbs up definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to what's happening in Washington, D.C., Social Security, SSI, SSDI, the state of our economy, global happenings, the housing market, the stock market, and everything that affects our lives, our families, and our bank account, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you own a home, make sure that home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below. It only takes about 15 seconds. How do you guys like Twitter nowadays? Is it better? Is it worse? Just the same? Elon Musk has announced that he's now going to be appointing a successor by the end of the year, even though he already said that he was leaving the spot if people voted him out, which we all know happened. Some argue that bots were crucial in getting more votes to replace the billionaire, but he did agree that he would honor the poll so long as everyone else or someone else agrees to take over the social media platform. He added this, quote, "I think I need to stabilize the organization and just make sure it's in a financially healthy place and that the product roadmap is clearly laid out. I'm guessing probably towards the end of this year should be a good time to find someone else to run the company because it should be in a stable position around the end of this year," end quote. The social media platform has been key in divulging many collusions between the federal government and previous executives in the company, with Elon Musk staying true to his own word as a self-labeled free speech abolitionist. I'm gonna be honest with you, Elon Musk has actually helped uncover a lot of mysteries and a lot of lies that have been told to us. But do you guys feel that way about Twitter, or is it just me? Now, on that note, this new poll that came out, it may make the president feel a little bit bad. Only 12% of Democrats now believe that the president should be the party's leader. Wow, 12%. Now, what's really worrying for the Democratic Party at this point is that they're not even sure who they want to lead them. They just know that they don't really want Biden. It's kind of crazy. Around 37% said that they didn't know who they wanted, with Hakeem Jeffries, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders running behind the president at 5%. Some people say that 12% is actually exaggerating the numbers and that it should be actually much lower than that. Ouch. Republicans are also undecided in the same survey, with only 20% saying that they favor another run from former President Donald Trump. Now, speaking of the former president, he has more competition for 2024 within his own party, as former Governor Nikki Haley, she just announced her bid for the White House.
Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections. That has to change. Joe Biden's record is abysmal, but that shouldn't come as a surprise. The Washington establishment has failed us over and over and over again. It's time for a new generation of leadership to rediscover fiscal responsibility, secure our border, and strengthen our country, our pride, and our purpose. Some people look at America and see vulnerability. The socialist left sees an opportunity to rewrite history. China and Russia are on the march. They all think we can be bullied, kicked around. You should know this about me. I don't put up with bullies. And when you kick back, it hurts them more if you're wearing heels. I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president.
Does that make you want to vote for Haley? And should this worry Trump even more? Now, since we're already asking questions, does every day feel better now? I mean, in the sense of your expenses. Is it now starting to become lighter? Can you now afford everything that you need and then some? Or are you still feeling the effects of inflation? Inflation rose by 0.5% for the month and 6.4% year over year, higher than what economists were expecting. Now, just to give you guys a visual representation of the January inflation breakdown compared to last year, have a look at this. Now, let's just go over a few. So electricity rose by almost 12%. Then there's the public transportation going up 17%, fuel oil at almost 28%, and eggs, well, eggs shot up by a whopping 70%. Now, I think I saw a joke somewhere on Twitter where chocolates were outdated for Valentine's, and that if you really, really loved your partner, get them a dozen eggs instead, because those are starting to become priceless. But the reality is no joke, guys. We've got people maxing out credit cards, and those on fixed income like Social Security, SSI, SSDI, they're not getting the break that they need. But again, we're told that things are getting better. And at the same time, numbers like these, they would give the Fed the necessary fuel to keep raising rates. This, in turn, will lead to more layoffs and even more pain for the working American. Doesn't it feel as if the odds are just completely stacked against us so high? Do you guys feel the same way? The odds seem to be stacked up against the Ukrainian forces as well, as they had to blow up a bridge near the eastern city of Bakhmut, a sign that they're retreating from the area amidst a Russian offensive that has caught them off guard. What makes the attacks from Russia that much more terrifying is that the Ukrainian soldiers, they're saying that Russia's men seem to be high on some sort of drug, comparing them to zombies who relentlessly attack even when their own comrades fall beside them.
Важка ситуація. Наступають кожного дня. Їхні підрозділи постійно поповнюються людьми, людською силою. Артилерія досить так інтенсивно працює і просуваються потрохи, але наші підрозділи стримують.
Наші хлопці тримають оборону і на деяких напрямках відбивають території, які були тимчасово окуповані. Важко, але хлопці-герої стоять, не дивлячись на мороз, болото. Бої жорстокі, я скину вам відео, там де вони просто по своїм трупам лізуть, там де сидить парень в окопі, навколо нього трупи, він вже не знає, що робити, він просто готується до смерті і курить, кидає бичок своїх товаришів, які лежать навколо нього. Ну, як зазомбовані, лізуть і лізуть, його підстрелили, він далі лізуть. Перед ним вбили його товариш, там голову рознесло, він далі лізе. Ну, тобто, розумієте, така ситуація така, що їх там залякали смертю. Вони або помруть тут, або помруть там. Ми розмовляли з військовополоненими, які розповідали то, що у них розстріл – це нормально. Їх розстрілюють привселюдно, їх виводять, зачитують, типа, що вони дезертири і такі-то нехороші хлопці, і їх привселюдно просто розстрілюють по 2, по 3 чоловіка. Перед строєм, навіть якщо мав піддати автомат, то це мавпа з автоматом.
It's kind of a scary sight to imagine. And here's something that might be able to match it. Just recently, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, they said it detected, tracked, and positively identified 4 aircrafts that were from Russia go near Alaska. Now, the aircrafts were diverted from North American airspace and were determined to not be a threat, even though one of them was an Su-35 fighter jet. What do you guys think about this? Are other countries just now testing our boundaries when it comes to our airspace to see what they can get away with? Are they preparing for World War III? Now, it's also hard to say that they weren't a threat when one of them was literally a fighter jet. Is this a show of force, a little flexing of the muscles? Or did the wind just accidentally take these fighter jets into our airspace? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Now, when it comes to successes, though, there are not many accidents that can lead you there. Success, it comes from hard work and consistency. And it also helps if you have a guide to kind of help you get through the path to financial freedom. Now, when it comes to budgeting, investments in the real estate market, maybe even the stock market, even the creation of side hustles and small businesses that could potentially grow into multiple streams of income, I got a lot of experience with that. Now, if you guys want to join us over in the Patreon community, feel free to join us. There's a link in the description down below. The path back to solving your financial troubles is not necessarily easy, but it's also not impossible. Now, before I go, please drop a thumbs up for the video and subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you in the next one.